Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Ebola is back, and it's not good. There's some serious concerns that the World Health Organization has about it, as well as the CDC. I'm going to give you their information. I'm not qualified to give any medical information or recommendations. And also, I have to say this disclaimer: some of the content information of this video is for entertainment only, but we are very concerned about what's happening here. No doubt about that. Let me put a shout out for www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. Obviously, we're living in a time when folks want to know what they should do. You see, if people are waiting on the news, they're waiting on the war, they're waiting on the Strait of Hormuz, they're waiting on President Trump, they're waiting to see what's going to happen next. And as you wait, gold doesn't wait. It continues to move, and it moves quickly. So you can either sit and wait or you can prepare, but you can't do both. The thing to do is consider gold, a biblical currency. Simply click on the link below and go to www.pastorpaulgold.com or call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. And if you qualify, and you probably do, they're giving away 1/10 of an ounce gold coin for those who want to roll over a 401k or set up a gold or silver IRA. Okay, find out how you can, and that coin's worth $500. So find out how you can get started today. Tell them Pastor Paul Begley sent you there. Yeah, it's we're in this Pentecost season. So this is the week of Pentecost. People are giving their Pentecost offerings. There's 7 blessings that come with that. I want you to be sure you send in your Pentecost offering to be blessed of the Lord and put your prayer requests with it so that when we go to Israel in November the 1st, and we are going to Israel and Egypt. That's the only 2 things we're doing. The Mediterranean tour was canceled, but Israel and Egypt, we're going to do 2 tours. You can do the Israel tour with us, which is November 1st, I think, through the 10th. And then, or you can go on the Egypt tour, which is like November 12th through the 19th, something like that. I'm not sure exact date on that. Or you can do both of them, okay? So you can do them both. So you can do one or the other or both, okay? So find out how you can and get signed up, all right? Get signed up. Get your deposit put down. Get signed up. Be ready to go with this. We got about 40 people already, maybe more, going to Israel, and I don't know how many exactly going to Egypt, 15, 16, something like that. So be sure you get signed up. You've got time, and you got time to pay for it. So get it done, and let's go. Anyway, let me just tell you, here's what's going on with the reports coming from the CDC, and also from the World Health Organization. First of all, the World Health Organization has officially declared that the ongoing Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda as a public health emergency of international concern. The outbreak is caused by the Bundibugyo virus strain, which currently has no approved vaccine or specific therapeutics. Now, this was also broadcasted on CNN this morning, Fox News, also MSNBC, and all over the place. So far, there's been over 300 suspected cases. 90 people are dead. And primarily it's concentrated in remote eastern portions of the Democratic Republic of the Congo and also in the capital, Kampala of Uganda. This is where it's primarily at right now. There is no pandemic criteria at all yet because it is a new strain. This rare strain and rare species of Ebola is highly contagious. It is fatal. It's unlike the Zaire strain, for which there is a vaccine. This is not the Zaire strain, so there is no approved vaccine or drug or specific protocol. Now, I want to find out more about that. So let's go to the World Health Organization on the Ebola virus disease. I'm going to read it right from the WHO. Ebola disease is severe, often fatal illnesses affecting humans and other primates. The virus is transmitted to people from wild animals such as fruit bats, porcupines, and non-human primates. And then it spreads in the human population through direct contact with blood, secretions, organs, or other bodily fluids of infected people, and with the surfaces and materials like bedding and clothing. So not only does it will spread through blood and secretions, organs, or other bodily fluids of infected people, and with surfaces and materials like bedding and clothing of contaminated with these fluids. Now, the average Ebola disease case fatally is about 50% right now. And I've got to go to the door to the UPS guys here. Give me 1 second. I am really sorry about that. That was too long of a break to walk away. But that's PBT. That's what happens. So here's what they're saying. The World Health Organization is saying the first Ebola disease outbreak occurred in a remote villages in Central Africa near the tropical rainforest back in 2014 through 2016, and I covered that. Ebola virus's disease outbreak in West Africa was the largest and most complex Ebola outbreak since the virus was first discovered in 1976. There was more cases and deaths in that outbreak than all others combined. It also spread between the countries, starting in Papua New Guinea, and then moved across land borders to Sierra Leone and Liberia. There was also some in the Congo too, but more in that Sierra Leone. So this is very, very concerning. It's in the Congo, and it's in Uganda. We need to really pray for the people that are there, because this is significant concern when you have over 300 cases and 90 people dead. Now, the CDC has given us an update on the current situation. According to the CDC, they're mobilizing in international response following Ebola disease outbreak in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda. They have mobilized a response activity through existing relationships with the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Uganda Ministries of Health. The CDC was notified of the ongoing outbreak as soon as cases were confirmed and have been actively working to support the needs. Last night, even, the World Health Organization followed this notification with the declaration of a public health emergency of international concern, which I just read to you, with regard to this epidemic of Ebola disease caused by the Bundi Bugyo. And you say it, Bundi Buja is how you really pronounce it. Bundi Buja virus, a species of the other Ebola strains. At this time, the risk of the American public remains very low as Ebola virus spreads through direct contact with bodily fluids of an infected person or clothing if it has been contaminated, and it does not spread through casual contact or in the air. But the CDC continues to closely monitor the situation and has systems in place to detect and respond rapidly to potential public health threats. The CDC are the country's offices in the Congo and Uganda have been coordinating across the United States government, ministries of health, and other members of the USG and international partners to support the response operations, including surveillance, laboratory diagnostics, infection prevention and control, and other outbreak containment efforts. The CDC is also supporting interagency partners who are actively coordinating the safe withdrawal of a small number of Americans who are directly affected by this outbreak. The affected areas of the provinces are logistically challenging regions in eastern Congo with limited transportation infrastructure, very difficult terrain, and ongoing security concerns that can complicate access for response teams and medical personnel due to the war and the guerrilla fighting of war, terrorists basically in that same region. The Congo has extensive experience and some of the world's foremost experts in supporting the Ebola response operations in the region and remains committed to protecting the global health security. But most recently, the CDC responded to an Ebola outbreak in the Congo that ended in December of 25, but now it's back, this time in a mutated strain, a different strain. There is no protocol or cure for it. So we're going to watch very closely. Officially, last night, it was 336 cases with 88 deaths. Today, it's more, and we're up to 90 people are dead. So we're going to keep a close eye on this, guys. This is very serious, and the world is being alerted now of what is taking place. We certainly don't want this to spread at all. We want it to end. And so I'm calling on the prayer partners, all of our prayer warriors and prayer partners of Paul Begley Prophecy Ministries to pray, to join in prayer that we have, we've got to pray. We do not want this pandemic, or this to become a pandemic. It is at this moment an epidemic in that area. And so we're praying for everyone in the Congo and in Uganda and anywhere and everywhere else that this doesn't break out, okay? That it doesn't break out. So please pray for those who are infected already, those that are very ill. Pray and for their healing. And we plead the blood of Jesus over every person that is potentially could come in contact with this disease. Pray for the workers, as you can see over my shoulder, that are dressed in heavy hazmat bio clothing. There is 4 workers who are sick with Ebola, and we got that confirmation last night. So we have a lot of prayer going into this right now. And the Bible did say these kinds of things were going to happen. I mean, Jesus said there's going to be, there was going to be wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. First of all, he said, false Christ and false prophets will rise, and they will deceive many. And then you'll hear of wars and rumors of wars. And see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. The end is not yet. And then he says, because nation would rise against nation and kingdoms against kingdoms, and there'd be famines. And we're coming into that right now with all the war and with the Strait of Hormuz being blocked, and can't get the we can't get the price of oil is up. We can't get the fertilizer to the farmers. The farmers are not going to plant the crops like they were in the past because they can't afford to. They can't. It costs too much now that people can't pay for the yield. That's going to create a shortage of food. And then we have a drought. And Jesus said there'd be famines and there'd be pestilences, plagues, diseases, outbreaks. And then he said there'd be and earthquakes would be in many different places. Okay. And we have an asteroid coming tonight that is going to come very close to the Earth. It will be 0.2. Another one will be 0.6. But the bigger one is going to be 0.2, and it's the size of a 10-story building. It should not hit us, but it is going to scrape past us if the calculations are correct. So we're keeping a close eye on that as that's taking place. All of these things, the wars, we got President Trump is saying that Iran is running out of time. The clock is ticking, that the United States and Israel are about ready to launch another offensive on Iran, because they can't get the Iranians to agree to give up their nuclear capabilities. And so the whole world is in a mess right now. The world is in a mess. And we need Jesus like never before in our lives. I'll be right back after this.
I see geese flying high above the water, a child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. I see a soldier crying on a train, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. As I dream streets of Paris, I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. I feel the deepness of his weakness. I can taste the brandy sweetness at a roadside Idaho cafe. I can hear old Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a-tapping to the roaring sounds of yesterday, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walked the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And a shotgun blast echoed across the page, falling asleep, reading Hemingway.
All right, guys, keep praying, okay? Please keep praying today. We do not need an outbreak like this. And again, the World Health Organization and the CDC making declarations today. I just read it from both their websites. 90 people are dead, over 336 cases. And I think that was as of yesterday. So we're going to continue to keep a close eye on this situation. It's very concerning because this is a brand new strain of Ebola, and there's no protocol for it. There's no cure for it. There's no protocol even. They don't know what to do with it. Not yet. So please pray. God bless.